right, so everybody having a good evening?
Yeah.
Good. All right, and looks like we're good. So everybody ready to
Okay.
start the show?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do we have an ad? No, I guess we don't have an ad read tonight.
No.
All right, you want to
We
do
just
the Patreon thing at the beginning?
Yeah, I'll do Patreon.
All right, I'll give you the I'll give you the countdown.
All right.
Here we go. In three, two, one.
Hello, everybody. Thursday night again. You're listening to the Open Micers podcast. Would you like to help us stay alive? Please give us money. Give me your money. You know you want to give me your money. Give me your money.
We
It's
need
not
pop.
that much.
We need popsicles, and we can't afford popsicles without your money.
Just a nickel. As much as a nickel will do. But on a serious note, seriously, if you like our guest tonight, think about going to patreon.com/OM podcast, giving us a few dollars so we can keep having fabulous guests and keep you entertained for as long as you'll listen to our podcast.
Ooh, that music means it's Thursday night and it's time for the Open Micers podcast. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig.
Jacob, would you like to introduce our lovely guest tonight for the show?
Absolutely. Our guest tonight is an actress and model who you may have seen in BH 90210, the 2017 It remake, or John Wick Chapter 2. She has also been a model for Maxim. Please welcome Miss Sherry Nelson.
Woohoo!
Hi, everyone.
It's certainly good to have you on the show. I have been overlooking your IMDb, and it reads almost like a phone book. There's so much stuff in here. Going back to, you were in Cool Runnings in 1993.
No, you can't see very much of me. I'm in the crowd, but I have something coming up in the new year that I'm excited about.
So if
You
you
might
were in
see me.
if you were in Cool Runnings in 1993, what were you, like 10 or 5 years old?
Young. Yeah.
Well, all right.
So what projects do you have coming up after the new year?
There's going to be a movie, Warrior of Eight Flags, with Stephen Chang. I'm going to be an FBI agent, so it'll be good. My dad's excited because um, we're going to be going to Denmark, Hong Kong, and shooting in Vancouver. So it's going to be something, bigger.
Oh, that's fantastic. This looks like it's going to be pretty good. I like the poster for it.
Yeah. No, it'll be fun because, I'm in Canada. So we don't have a lot of guns around.
Yeah.
We have strict gun laws. So it'll be one of those things, getting used to handling one. So I'm looking forward to it. And Stephen Chang, he's amazing.
So you had said that you are from British Columbia, Canada. You got stuck. Well, I don't want to say you got stuck, but you're in Canada. I mean, you can't really get back into the States right now, can you?
You're right, stuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, like everybody know, I can't wait for this to be over, for many, many reasons. But there's lots to
Mhm.
do down in the United States, and I worry that as it prolongs itself, that these might evaporate, these opportunities. So I'm eager to, be proactive and get down and get involved down there. So yeah, I don't know how you guys feel. What state are you guys in?
We are in Mississippi, but we are on the Gulf Coast.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're pretty
We're,
are
much.
you
we're
guys on lockdown?
not really. The laws
No.
in Mississippi are very relaxed,
Yeah.
being a very deep red state. Half of our lawmakers don't think this thing exists. So
Well, yeah, I think your environment is similar to where I'm from. Like kind of like, well, it's not Texas justice, but Canadian justice. We're all,
right.
meat and potatoes kind of people. So,
Hmm.
yeah, no, I like Mississippi. I've never been, but I hope to go.
Right. It's a beautiful place right here on the coast with the beaches and everything, and it's not the racist part. So that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
No, I don't listen when they say that word. I don't, you probably know I used to sell lumber and my 80% of my customer base was American and I've never experienced that at all. So I get a little uncomfortable when people push that and push that. So because I've never ever seen it. So but
yeah.
I want to come down there. I do. There's just it's a totally different culture. So I used
Oh
to put a
yeah.
lot of lumber in that state. So yeah, I can't wait to come down there.
Well, we're very close to the water. We're like I said, we're on the Gulf Coast, and the rest of the state calls us coast trash. So if that gives you any indication of how the rest of the state feels about us, but
Doesn't that mean that maybe they're afraid of you or you're winning when they start saying that?
yeah, maybe. But we're actually not that far from New Orleans too. So if you ever want to make a trip to New Orleans, it's quite a nice area to visit. That's not too far away.
No, well, I wish the borders were open. I was listening to your show, and like Monday, I wish I was coming down there to see your WWE cage match of roasts.
Yes.
Yeah, coming up this Monday. Sounds like
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Thank you for the publicity.
Yeah.
No, no, it sounds good. Like I'm going to be listening if I can.
Actually, I've been trying to think of a way that trying to think of a way that we can actually live stream it to my Twitch. So I'm gonna try to figure that out on
Yeah.
Monday night.
Well, you know when they do the like poker games and they've got the heavy breathing, you should
Yeah.
be doing commentary like a poker match.
Um, I
There
think
you
I
go,
may have
Jason. That
something.
can be your project.
Yeah, which actually it's nice this year because I'm not competing this year. Like last year, I'm a judge this year, so I don't have to worry about writing anything. So I just get to sit back and judge people, and it's awesome.
Well, I was wondering about that. So based on the competitors, do the women have different streams of thought in their roast of things versus men? Only because I remember when I was in university, they had asked to see, if you went to a sporting event, the different demographics, and like the women would be like at a hockey game, good boy, you're doing really good, and the men would be like, kill him, get him. So I was always curious, if like with comedy, is there different avenues that the females versus the males pursue?
I don't.
That's a good question.
I don't know what you feel, Jacob, but I feel like some of the female comedians, like they some of the shit they say hurts. Like they know how to hit below the belt.
Yeah. No, for sure. The female comedians are definitely a lot more vicious than the male comedians. They're not scared to go for the throat at all.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, they're in a business where they're outnumbered 10-1 on almost every show. So they finally get a chance to, God damn it, I'm gonna, tell you guys what I really think.
Well, and then I was thinking about that when I was listening to your show. I was thinking, like in golf where they've got the men tee off here and then the women tee off a little further ahead. So in your profession, do the women tee off at the same place or do the women tee off a little further ahead? Or is it all fair game?
Oh, it's all fair game, especially in a
Yeah.
roast battle. It's if you're gonna participate in a roast battle, I mean, everything has to be on the table. And I try to tell people that because we do have people that I mean, and not a lot of people like to get roasted, and I understand that, but if you're gonna be in a roast battle, especially as a comedian, you have to be able to take it as well as you can dish it out.
Well, and I heard you talking about somebody was not good a female perhaps was not good at receiving,
Mm-hmm.
but she could, and
Yeah.
so it's almost like a boxing match where you find their Achilles heel. And but oh, I just thought, is there someone that is the ultimate roaster in your eyes? I know you guys say that the Mr. Jade, he's the one to watch, but
Mm-hmm.
alive or dead, is there an ultimate roaster out there?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably I mean Don Rickles is just the best, Like
Or
no one did beat Don Rickles.
like I was thinking about like Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. Like depending on era, there must be a champion, and maybe they cannot compete, at different times of.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say Don Rickles, Jason.
yeah, he's probably the ultimate roast. I mean, he basically invented roast comedy. And he pretty much goes after everybody. Even when he's not on stage, he goes after people. And that's what sets him apart from everybody, is because he's absolutely fearless. He was always absolutely fearless. Up until the day he died, he was the most fearless comedian I've ever seen. I mean, he would say things to people that would get most people murdered in an alley, and
Yeah.
he just went for it and built an entire. How many years was that guy in show business? Like 60 years at least.
Yeah, more than that.
Doing Vegas and stuff, and one of the most famous comedians on the planet. So it's just one of those things that, like, he was absolutely fearless, and that's what he built his entire career on. And I don't think anybody would be able to take him. Not even who's the Jeffrey Ross or somebody like that. Like, I don't think, as good as they are, I don't think they could stand toe to toe with Don Rickles. He would just completely destroy anybody that came up against him.
Well, are you guys the founders of the Gulf Coast Comedy Roast?
I am.
You are?
It was my idea. Yeah.
Maybe you should get your trophy to look like Don Rickles and then just say, when you're eliminated, you've been Rickles.
There you go. I should just hand out Mr. Potato Heads.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, I almost remember that Eminem movie.
Yeah.
It's almost like our version, I guess, of rapping, like the rap off. So you guys are doing the roast off. I know there's no sports to watch, so I think everyone's hungry for it. So I hope Jason, you can put it on.
Yeah. I just, it's everybody needs, especially with COVID going on, and it's such a hard year. Everybody needs something to look forward to laugh at. And I just hope that this, this roast battle, and I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to, everybody that comes to it, take precautions and everything. But it's one of those things, like, we just kind of just need this. We need it. We need something good to happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, the pandemic has been rough for all of us. What have you been doing to stay busy during the pandemic?
I've been on a few talk shows, so I've been lucky with that. I'm heavily involved with movie reviews and more. And I've been co-hosting on a few other shows. Like last night, I was again with Debbie Perkins on her red carpet show with Michael Mustaf, the director of The Butcher, those horror films. So, it's really fun. It's great. I'm building up a Rolodex. So, I really enjoy the co-hosting, writing. I'm not as clever as comedians. My goodness, I think you guys have the ultimate brain because you guys are so swift and just trying to keep busy. I know a few of your guests that you've had already on, like Soho Johnny. I was a part of his Let Me Help campaign that was on last week. So I've been trying to keep busy, but you guys really intrigued me with your roast. I really do want to hear it. Could you imagine the tailgate parties? Like
the awesome. Tailgate parties for a roast battle.
What is this show here that it says you became a co-host and a co-producer on a show called Women on TV, Movie Reviews and More? Is that something in Canada, or is that like an online thing?
Well, right now, it was created and founded by Brian Sebastian, and he's out of Las Vegas and LA. So I've joined him among, he's got several of us female co-hosts. So we do movie reviews, but it's mostly I do the more part. So we have musicians, writers, producers, actors that come on the show. And so as a producer, I help bring talent to the show, and but it's gained quite a bit of popularity. So maybe you guys want to come on to the show. I'd love to have you both if you would.
Absolutely.
It's on video. You can find us right now on YouTube. But we've also expanded the platform. We're now on iHeart, we're on Comcast, we're on Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, Apple TV. So people seem to like it, the diversity of it. But you know what? We haven't had any comedians on, so maybe you guys could be our first foray into it.
I'm down for it. What do you say, Jacob?
Yeah, absolutely love to.
Really?
I love talking about myself. What can I say?
No, that'd be great. Okay, we'll do it.
So I want to talk about the Let Me Help benefit that Soho Johnny put on, because he came on what was it, earlier in November,
Yeah.
and he was talking about it was a relief fundraiser for those affected by COVID, bullying, and prostate cancer, which is, check all the boxes on the things that everyone despises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that event go for you?
I did a speaking part in it was about 6 hours. So
Wow.
I spoke in the last hour. So they did it almost where it was rolling. They had a lot of entertainment from Europe, and then as it moved west, we hopped on, and I did a speaking part. One of our co-hosts from Movie Reviews and More, Jessica, she sang and spoke. And no, it was wonderful. There was an eclectic group of entertainment, like there was something for everyone. Like, I don't know, do you guys remember Happy Days? You remember Leather and the Tuscaderas?
Oh yeah.
Susie Quatro was
Yeah.
on there. She was so good. She was in the first hour. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, like who didn't want to be her backup dancer and singer? So there were so many great people on there, Rick Waitman, everyone. So it was great. I think it's going to become an annual event now. So, again, you guys got to get on there.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, man, maybe we
Yes.
should talk to Soho Johnny about being on the next one.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll root for you. So I think it'll be a do. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Anything we can do to help.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely have had some really good guests on the last couple of months. Like the whole thing with Soho Johnny doing the benefit thing, and talking to you, and then we talked to who did we talk to last week? Actually, it was Scott Page week before last. Man,
Yeah. No, Scott Page was our last guest.
yeah, Scott Page was our last guest, but man, I'm very much enjoying these shows we have with all these guests we have. Like it's amazing to have you guys on here and just kind of networking and getting to know all of you, and especially like now our show, and maybe we can work with you guys, and I'm very much looking forward to the stuff that we'll all be able to do in the future.
Well, yeah, it's great because, like you say, there's so many different platforms out there that, people that don't know you should know you because you guys are very clever. And yeah, so it's good to just diversify and have yourself introduced to a lot of different people. It's great.
Absolutely. Let's see. You were also on the Freaking Awesome podcast. I've heard of this before.
Yeah. No, it was, they interviewed me on their show, and then Maddie had to go on vacation. So Anthony asked if I'd come and co-host, and I got to meet the great Michael DeBar.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I know. So anyways, I got to do that. It was pretty amazing. He's done everything, that man. He was, the singer for the Power Station. He was on MacGyver. He's just amazing. Married to Pamela DeBar. My goodness, there's an interview right there. So yeah. Who would you guys want to interview? Who's your ultimate interview?
Oh,
You know
man.
what? Sherry Nelson, absolutely 100%. I think
Well,
that
you got me.
yeah. So I mean, so this is our last episode.
We've hit the top.
Yeah. No, since we've started, we've tried to get Kevin Smith on very, very seriously. We've tried and failed, but maybe we'll get Kevin Smith on one day. He's sort of our white whale of the podcast.
Yeah. Who else? I've always wanted to interview him for my shows because I don't know if you know, I actually made a movie with people that he made movies with, so I have an in to Kevin, but it's trying to nail him down to actually like get him to, because he's notorious for, if you get a hold of him, it takes him like 9 months to get back to you. And
Really?
so it's like trying to get him on the show is it's a task.
Yeah,
So
but
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you should know something about that. Working in Hollywood for so long, I mean, what's your audition processes like for? I mean, you look at your list of credits and it's so long and thick. I mean, what have you done? No, no pun intended there. But
Whoa, should I cut that out, or did you just reveal
no,
something about yourself there, Jacob?
no, it's actually comically small. But what's your audition process like? How are you getting all these roles in these major motion pictures?
Well, they're not major. Oh my goodness, no, no. Well, you go on to IMDb, you go on to Mandy, and then they have just postings. Oh, so and so's filming here. Stop, go in. It's crowd scene. So it's just, you're not. It's just you're just there for that. You don't have anything pivotal at those things. So
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
but
no,
I mean, you look at the list, and I mean, you can't deny your body of work when you say, I've been in BH 90210, I've been in The Flash, I've been in, John Wick." I mean, you present that to producers, and it's quite an impressive resume.
yeah, no, it's been good for me because like I get reached out often for a few other things. Like I was actually asked to come and get involved. They're creating a new Baywatch out of San Diego,
Wow.
but I can't because I can't cross the border.
Oh,
So
that sucks.
yeah, so it's just, and then Maxim helped, to really, get it going. So no, I'm just really fortunate. You just got, but on my end I have to work really hard. I don't want to show up and have them go, oh God.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's about, like you guys said, it's all about networking and just trying to do a good job, and don't be mean or bad if you're on the set. Just it's
Mhm.
all about networking. And yeah, no, lately I've been really lucky that people are reaching out to me to get involved in things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How do you feel about the audition process? Do you prefer auditioning in person, or do you prefer self-taping?
Person, definitely. I don't like looking at myself on camera, you know what I mean,
I don't
because you're just,
either.
oh God, awful. It looks dumb. So no, I prefer it in person. I don't know. It feels better and more authentic in person. You know,
Yeah. And plus,
that's what I think.
plus when you're in person too, they can always tell you to do something a little different, or if you're doing something they kind of like, or something, something
Yeah,
that like they can ask you to do certain things, but if you're just self-taping, you get one shot and
yeah,
you don't know. But that's also a double-edged sword, because I've had in-person auditions too, where I'm like, man, they must have really liked me, and that's awesome, and I'm gonna get this job, and then I don't get it, and I'm like horribly disappointed. But with the self taping, you just send it in and forget about it, and you're like, meh.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't
No,
know what's worse.
yeah, no, it can be difficult. Or if they tell you what the role is, like, you think, oh my goodness, what do you speak about? When they just want you to give something regarding this aspect, you think, oh, and yeah, no, it can be difficult. So, but you try, you practice.
Yeah. So we would be remiss if we didn't ask you about the Maxim magazine contest. So I know that a lot of guys watching and listening to this are going to want us to ask you about that. So how did you get
Love
involved with
Maxim.
that?
Uh, well, my Facebook profile, a photographer saw my photo and he suggested that I enter the contest. And like I'm Canadian, so usually those contests are for American citizens only.
Mm.
So I saw that it was international, and I thought, okay. So I entered it, and I thought it'd be just in and out. I didn't think I'd go anywhere, and I was fortunate. I got in the top four. So Maxim, they're great. Maximmag.com, or they're on everything. They cover it, like, everything about them is exotic: cars, cigars, cocktails. They're a wonderful magazine to be affiliated with, and God bless them. I was lucky that they gave me a full page when it did come out. So yeah, it was nice. But a funny story is, when the contest was going on, we were having a federal election in our country. And I hadn't mentioned anything to my dad. He's extremely conservative and old school. And we'd be out and about, and I was volunteering for a particular person that was running. And people would be like, "Hey, Sherry, I voted for you." I'm like, "Hey." after all, my dad's like, they know Rob's running, right? I'm like, yeah. Because I didn't want, he's so shy. And like our show is well, we were supposed to be going into Memphis and taking movie reviews and more on the road. And I had invited my father to come along as a surprise, and he goes, I don't want to go on camera. So he's really, really shy, but yeah, it was kind of cute when he found out. He goes, okay, now I know why people kept saying that.
So what comes with that? You got four, you finished in the top four. Like, do do they call you to do other shoots, or like does it come with a trophy, or what else? What all comes with that?
No Don Rickles trophy for me, but no, the girl.
You got a Mr. Potato Head.
No, Elizabeth Nagu, she won that last year. It was the contest last year, and so she got a full cover and several photos inside. I haven't been asked to photograph with them. I hope I can. Maybe when the COVID is over and I'm mobile, but it'd be something I hope to do. But for me, I I just had hoped that I would be online with a nice photo. So I didn't hope for a whole lot when I entered it. I didn't think there was anything, but no, the winner, she got a great cover and a great connection with Maxim, and I'm connected with them now. So, yeah, no, it's just something fun that I did that I'm glad I did, because from that, I've been to show host and things are, fermenting into reality. And yeah, thank God for the internet. I can do podcasts. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's been the big saving grace, during the pandemic, is being able to start shows like this one that we've started, because me and Jacob, we had budding comedy careers before COVID hit, and I had was going to, I had plans to go do some tours. Like, I had planned to go out to Arizona. I had some gigs booked out there, and I had my very first opening for an actual touring comedian. And I had to do a 30-minute set, and I was practicing that 30-minute set, and COVID hit, and everything just kind of just fell apart. And now we're just kind of like in this weird waiting period and trying not to get rusty from not being on
yeah.
stage, and it's just, this is kind of keeping us sharp a little, at least a little bit. So
Yeah.
So
thank God
are
for
you
the
building up
internet.
more material? And I was actually going to ask you, is COVID worth talking about as a comedian? Because there's so much tragedy that goes with it. My God, like, is that something you like? It's like politics; you don't want to touch it.
Well, it was easy to write material about the lockdown and what we were doing during the lockdown, but that's kind of the, I don't know, it's kind of, you don't really want to touch COVID too much,
Yeah.
unless, I don't know. It's just a weird kind of subject for me to kind of tackle when things like that are going. I don't know how Jacob, I don't know how
Yeah.
you feel about it.
Well, at the same time, it's the most culturally relevant thing that we all share in common. So, I mean, when a comedian does bits about COVID, I don't blame them at all, because it's obvious, it's right there, it's the elephant in the room,
Mhm.
and everyone's experiencing it right now. Like I managed to only write a couple of bits about it. I think that's all anyone should have right now, is just a couple
Yeah.
bits about it.
I think once we get a little more distance from it, it'll be a little bit better. We'll have a better perspective. And plus, I feel like if I always kind of feel like if the things I do come up about COVID, I feel like it's low hanging fruit type of stuff. Like anybody, like other comedians are going to be able to come up with. I want to be able to come up with something that's my own thing that nobody's going to think of. So that's
Mm.
why I like to get a little distance between between it and trying to write jokes about it. Like, it was easy to do jokes about lockdown because everybody was doing different, experiencing the lockdown in different ways. So that was easy to do. But for COVID itself, it's like, I don't really want to touch it right now.
Yeah.
I'm still angry at it for ruining the world.
No, exactly. Like we all thought it might be, oh, we're all on vacation for 60 days.
Yeah.
My God, man.
Yeah, I thought it would last at like 6 months tops, and that was like what, 6 months ago?
No, that was like 8 months ago, 9
8
months
months
ago.
ago, 9 months ago, 32 years ago.
Yeah, 48,000 years ago. But we're coming up to the end of the show. That went by fast.
Yeah, it
So
did.
Sherry, please tell everybody. I followed you on Twitter a little while ago. Do you have the same Twitter as Instagram, right? It's at
Yes.
XOXO Sherry XO.
Yes. Sherry, SHERRY, like the wine. And then Facebook, Sherry Nelson. So boring.
Yeah, but before you go, I wanted to know, with the Maxim magazine contest, do you have plans on submitting for that again this year or next year?
No.
No?
No,
All right.
no.
Well, good night, everybody.
No, she's gonna come down here and be in the roast battle next year.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness,
that
no. No, you guys intimidate me, but you're so smart. But no, I hope you can put it on because I want to hear it on Monday.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
and we definitely want to have you back on again when Warrior of Eight Flags comes out because I want to check it out and have you back on the show to
Thank
talk
you. No,
about it.
but you'll be on our show before then.
Awesome. So it'll be fun. Oh, there's my kitty. He decided he wanted to be a part of the show tonight. Say hi, kitty, kitty. Oh, there he is. That's my black cat. If you don't like black cats, you can't listen to this show.
Pussy magnet.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank you for coming on the show again. It's been awesome having you on. It's been an absolute pleasure. Anything else you want to throw out there before we leave tonight?
No, that's about it. Except everyone watch the Gulf Coast Comedy Roast on Monday.
Yes. What about you, Jacob? Anything to throw out there before we leave tonight?
Yeah, please, watch the roast, come to the roast. We'll try to set up something to where we can maybe stream it on Jason's channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then if anyone I know is local to Panama City, Florida, I'm going to be out there December 11th at 8 p.m. at Slapsticks Q and Brew. We're going to go out there to do that show. Wear a condom, bring your gun. It's going to be a very dangerous time.
Awesome. Well, if you want to, you can go give us money. Let me play our music here. You can go give us money at patreon.com/OM podcast. Keep the lights on here. And we can continue to have these fantastic guests that we have every week. And we also, if you're a patron, we do extra shows every month for you. And you get the shows early before everybody else. And if you can't do that, then at least go give us a review wherever fine podcasts are sold. So you guys have a good night, and we'll see you next Thursday. Awesome. That was a good show. Sherry,
thank you so much for coming on.
No, next year, hopefully this thing's over. I'm going to come to your roast. Seriously.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have you anytime.
Oh yeah.
No, thanks for having me, you guys.
Let us know when you want us to come on your shows, and we'll be there
I
with
will.
bells
Where
on.
do I send information? I've got Jacob. Just
yeah, you can email me.
Yeah, email us. You can email us at openmikers@gmail.com. Is it openmikers or openmikerspodcast@gmail.com?
Openmikers Podcast.
All right, openmikerspodcast@gmail.com. And also, I am at jfunktastic on pretty much everywhere.
Do you guys have a preferred time, evening, day, or day of the week? Do you have a preferred?
I'm pretty much free after 5 p.m. Central.
Okay.
During the week, except for Thursdays. So any other day except for Thursday would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, and Monday is when I host my my show. So any other time aside Monday and Thursday, we should be free.
Okay, good to know. I'll be in touch, you guys.
Awesome. Have a good night,
Thank you.
Bye.